Good afternoon and welcome back to Asgard and welcome back to All the Mods server play. So, since last episode I have been extremely busy converting our AE system. I did notice that compacting drawers do seem to work as intended now. It's not deleting like our iron, for example. We still have 463 stacks of blocks in there. And I've started expanding the number of drawers that we have. This has actually taken forever. I've been cleaning these out. They're like 44% full across the board. Most of what's in here is just junk, mud balls, hardened stone, stuff that we're not going to take. I mean, I've got drawers set up here with them just so that we've always got, X amount. But the stuff that's in these storage discs that we don't want, I'm just going to leave it. There is a whole lot of ores and stuff in here. You'll notice that like galena dust and things like that. I'm going to leave those in there for the time being because we don't have anything set up to process that. We're going to have to get farther into Tech Reborn in order to actually process some of this stuff. So I'm just going to leave it in there for now. And we have a bunch of miscellaneous junk in here I've still got to sort through. Over here, I've got a bunch of 64Ks. So basically what I've done is I've just locked them in for like all this little tidbit stuff that we don't keep a lot of. I know 64K is overkill, but we have the resources, so why not? Now, Certus, the way I've been running that through, I haven't got it automated yet. Honestly, our ore processing area is still disconnected. The only things, even our dyes are still disconnected because I'm having to rewire everything and change everything over. This crafter is plugged up. And then we've also got this ender chest plugged up to the drawer controller, and then we have our storage bus connected onto the drawer controller. So we have access to everything that's in the drawer system. I also shifted the drawer controller over, you'll notice. That way we can have this entire room filled up with drawers, and they'll all link in to that one drawer controller. Because I think by the end of it, once we have all of our spawners set up and everything, we're going to have an absolute ton of storage drawers. Now, Certus, like I said, I haven't got this automated, but the way that I've been processing it, and I am going to set this up for automation, is I have an extra utilities mechanical miner with 20 speed upgrades. I've got it set to always on, and I have a Fortune 3 enchanted book. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have the blocks get placed here, and you'll notice that this thing breaks it. And then we'll probably have a experience solidifier around here just to keep, the experience from like building up on us, because it is a bit much. And you'll notice that it has Fortune 3'd all of this Certus. So that's how I've been doing that. And then as far as this stuff goes, I've just been like, I'll grab a stack, run it over to say what is this, sandstone, and we'll throw it in there. Of course that one's already full, but we could do like an export bus and set it, but honestly that's the quickest because I can just grab a bunch of stacks when my inventory's all dumped out and everything. This does, by the way, this works perfectly. AE fixed all of our storage issues, so we're going to get into auto crafting fairly soon. I have to finish, I've pretty much got all the storage sorted, minus a few odd and end things I've got to grab, but that won't take too long. And then we'll start plugging up. I'll plug up the rest of the base before next episode, and then we'll start getting into some auto crafting and things like that. Also, let's see, downstairs, you'll notice I've started digging out a bit over here. I've still got to go through and decorate this whole area. It's still cobblestone. That's just temporary. Give me time. One thing I did find out that is absolutely amazing. Let me grab like this here, and let me grab this travel anchor. No, don't go over there. Actually, it wouldn't go into the trash. I've got everything set as far as trash cans go, so that all of our stuff, if we accidentally drop it, it's not going to get thrown away or anything. But these travel anchors can now be painted, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I found that out today, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm not going to be able to teleport over there. So we'll be able to go through and paint them all, and of course there's no real cost at all either. It's amazing. I'm actually probably going to put this here. But now you'll notice if I stand on this, I have access to all that. And I have to change this. Oops. It's not actually where I wanted to go. So we'll have to reset the name and everything, but that's okay. So we'll say AE2 mainframe. And it works just like any other travel anchor, but they are paintable now, which is great. So we're not going to have that eyesore just in the middle of the floor. And I do apologize about all the missing floor and stuff. Everything's like a super mess. But you should have seen it whenever I was working on this, because I originally set up these drawers out in the middle of the floor here, and this whole area was like drawers everywhere. And then I just packing taped them and moved them so it wouldn't dump a bunch of like junk in there and everything. But today we're going to be doing something very, very fun. I'm super, super excited about this. The first thing that we're going to have to do, though, is we're going to have to go get Dragon's Breath, which basically the way you get that is you're going to have to stand in the Ender Dragon's breath attack and turn that off and let him breathe on you and use a glass bottle while he's breathing on you. So always fun. So we're going to go get ourselves some Dragon's Breath. And I know Rupp started taking apart his refined storage. He was asking me earlier if the drawers worked. I was like, yes, they do. Let's go to the end portal. Receiver's too far to highlight. What? There we go. And we're going to go on over to the end and get ourselves just a bunch of Dragon's Breath. We still haven't killed the Ender Dragon. Me and Rupp are like really pushing for it. We're like, we need to get this organized and let's go kill Ender Dragon because, of course, I need Dragon Hearts. He was needing fruit, but I have fruit, so he can grab that because I just, ran out and bypassed the Ender Dragon. I am going to set an area in this. And new. And commit. And so basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get inside of his breath. Oh wow, that's crazy. Now see, there's the teleport portal. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't actually lead out. Come on, breathe on us. Breathe on us, let's go. What we need is we need your breath. Alright, I got some Dragon's Breath there. We got 3. We'll go ahead and get just a few more because it's something that we're going to use a bit. We only need a few today. I want to say we actually need like 6 or 8, I think. And getting him to breathe on us is a pain, I think. He's just like, I'm just gonna fly around and totally ignore you. Come on. Come on, you. There we go. That's what we want. So now we're up to 13. This is like I think a new attack that he does. I don't... So what is he doing here? Oh. I don't understand what he is doing. Well, we got a bunch of Ender Air bottles. That's fine. We've got 28 Dragon's Breath, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to throw these Ender Air because we can actually use those too. I don't know that we'll ever need that many, but we might. So anyway, we got our Dragon's Breath. Now, what I want to do today is I want to work on nanobots. They are very, very exciting to be getting into. So what we're going to want is, it's from Environmental Tech, which is, of course, where we have our Void Resource Miner. And once I get everything changed over, like our ore processing and everything, we're going to be setting up a couple other Void Miners. We're going to set up an actual Void Material Miner, whatever it's called, ore miner, a void ore miner from Environmental Tech, and I also want to do the extra utilities void miner. So we're going to be doing those. I'm just going to wait. Maybe next episode we'll do the extra utilities one or something. But anyway, what we're going to be making today, though, is this nanobot beacon. So the first step, we're going to need the tier 1, and then we're going to need 2 tier 1s for a tier 2. And we're going to need 2 tier 2s for a tier 3, and then 2 tier 3s for a tier 4. Now I'm going to go ahead and go for the tier 4 because we've got plenty of nether stars, we've got plenty of ender pearls, all that good stuff. So all in all, what we're going to need 2, 4, right, and 8. So we're going to need 8 tier 1s. So we are going to need to get ourselves 8 beacons. And then we're going to want these modifier cores. We need clear glass. Okay. I've actually got some clear glass over here. I don't know if I have enough. Maybe I don't. Could have swore that I had clear glass, unless it's in... Oh, there's a storage disk here. Throw this one in here. I thought I had another one. There it is. 31 clear glass. We'll probably end up making some more of that. We'll see. Because we are actually going to need a bunch of these modifier cores. Yeah, I already need some more. So we're going to need some enriched sand. What is it? Oh gosh. Okay. Enriched sand is sand and nether quartz. So let's go ahead and get ourselves... Oh, okay, I guess it took it a second because I had shift clicked to just get a stack of it, but I'll throw all that in there, and that'll be enough to get us started. And let's get our environmental tech, our modifier core. Why are you not going in there? Aha, that's why. Okay. Yeah, I've got a... That should be about the last disc, I think, that we're going to have to do that with. Get this sorted. Because I'm going ahead and locking in everything just because I'm particular like that. These are all like little minor things. We're not going to end up with a ton of it. Honestly, I could get by with like 16Ks, no problem. But just going crazy with it. And then we're going to need some brewing stands. So what, 16 of these? And I'm actually going to make a few extra. I know I've got at least one in the system right now, but yeah, we're not going to be able to put that in there. Okay, so there is our 8 tier 1s. Then we're going to have to turn all these into tier 2s, which means more brewing stands. Okay, let's make ourselves like 10 more of those, I guess. That, and what are we missing? Modifier cores. Okay. Okay. Let me get more modifier cores. We're going to need actually a ton of these, by the way. Let me pop back over here. This should be... Yeah, that's going to get us far. Alright, so I want... Oh, gosh. I said at. Okay. We're going to want... For now, we'll just go with like 15 of those. That's as many as we can make. Okay. Sounds good to me. And we'll get ourselves 4 of those. And then we're going to need some more of these stabilized ender pearls. I have a few in here, but we are going to need more of these before it's all said and done. So now we'll get our 2 tier 3s. And then we're going to get our tier 4. Ha-ha. These things are very expensive, but they are so worth it. Now, if we take a look in here, this has a thing here for the nanobot beacon. Now, the tier 4, very, very expensive. We're going to need 80 tier 4 structure blocks. So let's take a look here. We can either do hardened stone, we can do alabaster, we can do basalt. I think we're going to go with like basalt or probably hardened stone, I think. Because I don't want just a ton of white. You know, we've already got alabaster walls. I don't want alabaster environmental tech too. So we're going to need tier 3s. You'll notice that the tier 4s take nether stars. And we're going to need 80 of these. So you can see why I wanted to get, another reason that I wanted to get the nether star generation set up is because we need an absolute ton of these, especially once we start upgrading like our void resource miner and our ore miner and do all that stuff. We're going to need a lot of these. Tier 3s are like that, tier 2s are like that, tier 1s are like this. So let's go ahead and get ourselves, we want a stack, and then we want 16. Alright, and now for the tier 2s, we want a stack, and we want our 16. Eating up some diamonds here, by the way. Tier 3, we'll get our stack, and our 16. And then the tier 4, eat them nether stars. Let's go. And there we go. So we have our 80 tier 4 structure blocks. Now the next thing that we're going to want is 60 machine bases, and then we're also going to need 16 modifier cores. Now we are going to upgrade these. These modifier cores are what we want. So let's get our machine bases. We're going to need 60 of these, and I guess we're going to go with, do we want to do basalt? Let's see. We'll have the structure blocks are like a dark gray, so let's go with basalt. We'll have like a black bottom to that. Even though I'm not entirely sure, I think that this layout is like really chunky. It's different than the like the void miner, the resource miner. But we'll go with basalt for that, I think. And we're gonna need a lot more iron bars. That's fine. That's okay. We'll get like a lot of stacks. We have tons of iron, so why not? And we'll get, what was it, 60 of these? And dun. Alright. So there's our 60 machine bases. I may end up changing this depending on how it looks. I don't mind the resource cost or anything, so we'll see. And now we're going to need modifiers. Now this is where stuff gets really interesting. So, how many of these did we need for the tier 4? Whoops. 16 modifier cores. And right now we have 10 modifier cores. So let me go get this glass. And there we go. Okay, so now the modifiers. You'll notice that there is a bunch of these in here. We have speed, which will shorten processing time. We'll definitely be using that for our miners and stuff. We've got piezo, which that is, I believe, just for the solar panels. Accuracy, that's for miners. But then we have like saturation, resistance, night vision, flight, haste, strength, jump boost, and fire resistance. Now these are what we actually want. So let's go ahead and get saturation. You'll notice we're going to need some golden apples and we're going to need some chorus fruit for that. So let's get a couple of those. And these do, from what I understand, these do stack. So I think, let's see, we've got, what was it, 16? Yeah, 16 slots that we can use. So I guess, let's see, we've got one, we'll want saturation, we'll want resistance, we'll want night vision, which of course, I guess we only need one of these really. It's a golden carrot. Okay, let me get some bottles. Some more glass bottles. I'll just take a stack, and I want some brewing stands. And then I want some netherwort, which, ooh, we do not have netherwort. Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to go to the nether. I'm going to go gather up a bunch of netherwort and stuff. We actually need to get that stuff set up fairly soon, I guess. And I'll be back once I get that stuff and get some awkward potions and stuff made. Really quickly, I think I'm going to make these off camera, a lot of these, because it's just a lot of brewing, like basic vanilla Minecraft brewing. So really quickly, I'll show you. By the way, I don't know for sure if we're going to go with flight. I am going to show you the jump boost, or the no, it's not jump boost, it's the, oh, there's a regen too. Haha, we will use that. So regen is potions of regeneration, which of course are just gas tiers. Then we've got saturation, which of course we've already made that one. Resistance is protection 4 books, and obsidian. Night vision is the potions of night vision. Flight, you can make that with a launcher. Now I am planning on showing you guys the launcher later on this episode. It's a really cool block. But I don't know for sure if we're going to get flight. It would save us a slot in our inventory, but from what I understand, the launcher or the flight modifier with environmental tech doesn't work if you're in the water. So you actually have to get out of the water. So it's kind of like if we're going over the ocean or something, we go down, then we have to like try to get ourselves out of the water, and it's kind of a pain. Haste is redstone, efficiency 5 books, and gold. Strength is potions of strength, which are just blaze powder. Jump boost is slime blocks, rabbit's foot. And then we also have fire resistance, which apparently is not craftable at the moment. Huh, okay. So we've got these, and then of course regen, which would be awesome. So anyway, give me a minute. I'm going to go get some netherwort, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, welcome back. I went ahead and set up like all these brewing stands. I've just been going like alchemy crazy over here. I forgot one other modifier is water breathing. It takes potions of water breathing, which of course take pufferfish, and I went on this super quest to get pufferfish because over at the village they have a bunch of water strainers set up. We'll set up some of those probably fairly soon on here, because they are very handy to have for aquatic based stuff. But they didn't have any pufferfish, and what I ended up doing was doing an alchemy catalyst from Botania to get the pufferfish. I tried to fish, and I was like, because the fishing rod was bugging out, like the bobber was like way above the water, and it was just fluctuating, and I couldn't tell. So anyway, what I've got here, I've got 2 saturation, which I got to thinking, 2 saturation is probably not needed, because saturation, it's like every tick or whatever, it gives you like a hunger and 2 saturation or something like that. So having double of those, I don't think we really need it. So I might tweak this later on, but we'll go ahead and set it up like that for now. Water breathing, and I know the Draconic Evolution, the Wyvern headpiece does give us water breathing, but I figured just in case I end up equipping something else or whatever, I've already got water breathing on hand. I did get a speed modifier, which just gives us speed. I didn't worry too much about that because, of course, if we want super speed, we can just adjust our Wyvern leggings for super speed. So that's not too much of a concern. We got 3 strength modifiers. I got 2 haste modifiers, got 2 regen modifiers, got night vision, which I'm assuming 1 is plenty for that. And then also got 4 resistance modifiers. Those took the longest because, of course, we needed resistance 4 books. But I ended up having a bunch of stuff. I just had to go through the enchanting area and find the items. I ended up just mainly looking at gold and diamond items for resistance 4, or for protection 4. And we had all that. So I'm going to put that in there, and that, and that. And now we are all set. So let's go ahead and get our machine bases, all of our stuff that we made here. And I'm going to put, I guess, this into here, and this. Okay. Go in there. And then what we're going to need our assembler, which I've got to figure out what I did with that, actually. Right here. Okay. So we got that, and then all we got to do is just pop on down to our area here. And actually, I don't know if I want to build it into the floor. No, I think I want to do it above the floor. And let's see, where is our center point? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think right there, because let me double check. I believe it's an 11 by 11 structure for this, for the tier 4. Yeah, 11 by 6 by 11. So this should be big enough. And then what we'll do is we'll put our controller. Actually, I probably shouldn't have broken that, huh? Let's see. If we put our controller here. Let's see. Where does the controller need to be? Does it tell? I wish they had a picture here. Okay, it's below the controller. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll put our controller up there. Actually, I could have just put it on the ceiling. That would have worked too. Okay, so we're going to put it right there. And then, of course, what we can do is we can use our assembler and just hold right-click on this. And you notice it's chunking through all my materials fairly quickly. And is that everything? Is that a valid structure? Because we've still got a little bit of stuff here. And then what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to run my energy conduits over. Let's see, do I have energy conduits in here? I do not. Let me make some. A stack. That sounds wonderful. A stack of everything. Every time you go to make something, just make a stack. Because down here is actually going to be where all of our environmental tech stuff is as well. Let's see, whereabouts are we? Up there's the mainframe. So I'm kind of thinking we'll just bring this. Let's see. Actually, does this? Aha! I like that. I like right there. So I think what we're going to do here, we'll put that back. I think we'll go underground to run our conduits. Because I've got a conduit line like right over here-ish. Alright, so now we just have to plug up this last one. And there we go. And we should... Oh, you know what? It's these lights. That's what the problem is. I didn't think about these lights affecting it. Okay, so now we'll get that all plugged in. And there we go. We've got night vision, we got water breathing, we got speed, strength 3, resistance 3. Okay, so it looks like resistance, the most we can get is 3. So we've got one extra. I'll get rid of that and put something else in there. We've got regen 2, we've got haste 2, and saturation 2. Constant effect. So now you'll notice that our hunger stays filled. We can run through it as much as we want to, and it's just going to stay filled all the time. So we are insanely OP now with all that stuff added in. I'm going to grab my light wand. One problem that I always have, I'm sure you guys have noticed if you watch my other series, one major problem that I have is as soon as I get night vision, I stop using lights, like, entirely. So I'm going to try to avoid doing that and use, like, F7, and we'll find where lights are needed here. I know up in here probably needs it. Because me and Rupp's online right now, and we were actually talking about, like, kind of curious to see, you know, since Spice of Life is in the pack. Absolutely. Personally, I cannot stand that mod. But since that's in the pack, we were wondering if saturation would still work as intended, and it does. It works perfectly. I love it. So now we have no more need for food. I'm still going to make big food setups and stuff, like way more than what we need. But yeah, you'll notice it just ran off of saturation, then it just filled it right back up. So that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So now we have, I mean, we're pretty much, between this and Wyvern gear, we're pretty much like unkillable, I think. And constant regen, just ticking, it's great. Absolutely great. And then, of course, once we get the Draconic headpiece, that gets rid of any negative potion effects. So, like Wither and things like that will just be instantly destroyed, blindness. So, it's really, really nice. I have to say, I love this. One other thing I quickly want to show you guys this episode, though, since we're on the topic of... Oh, my gosh. Since we're on the topic of environmental tech, I want to show you guys the launcher from environmental tech. So very easy to craft. We'll go ahead and grab one of these, and then what we do is we're going to grab just a lever, and we'll come out. Actually, we'll go outside. That'd be the best place to show you guys this, because it's a really, really cool block to play with. And this is actually the block you can use for flight if you so desire. Oops, breaking everything here. This mining speed, like, it's like so fast because of all the haste and stuff that we've got now. We'll put it, why won't you place? There we go. And then what we can do is we can right click this to open up a little GUI here, and you can set the X force, the Z force, and the Y force. Now we're going to set our let's see, Y force. The way it works is if it gets a redstone signal, it's going to activate. Okay, yeah, there we go. So that is a Y force of 1. So let's go ahead and set this all the way up. I think it goes to 10. And now, let's see. Let's see how high we get. It goes crazy. It goes over build height. It's like hiccuping trying to fall down that fast. So let's see, if we hit this, we go up to 340 is the build height, or the height that we go up to, which is absolutely insane. Let me hiccup fall here. And you can also set, if you want to, you can set a Z force or an X force. I wonder if we set it all to like 10, what it would do. What in the world just happened? Bow. So it's sending us flying out this way. Now, if we can also use it just for horizontal travel as well. So if we wanted to, let's see, let's set like our Y force all the way down and Z force down. You can actually go into the negatives too. Oh, what if we run on it this way? Okay, it just sends us in that direction. So let's try going negative with this. That should send us in the opposite direction. And of course, using the Z and X, you can set diagonals and all that good stuff. But yeah, see, it sends us flying a decent little ways here. And then, of course, we could also set our Y force up, which I think these would make really fun, like elevators or something, since we don't have like pneumaticraft or any of that in here. But yeah, see, we go flying up and out to here. So you can play around with it. You can get some really cool effects and stuff with it. It's just a really, really fun block from environmental tech. And like I said, you can actually use this to give yourself flight as well, if you don't want to use the angel ring. But like I said, from what I could tell, if you're in the water, you're not going to be able to activate your flight. You're actually going to have to get out of the water. So, wow, this looks really, really cool underwater with the night vision. But yeah, anyway, I do believe I'm going to end the episode there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I have to say that we're pretty much on the OP side of life now. So, anyway, next episode, I don't know. I kind of want to start Abyssal Craft, but I also want to set up some void miners too, like the extra utilities one. So we might do that, I don't know. Or we might get into some on-camera automation with AE2. I'm not for sure. So, of course, if you guys have a preference, do let me know, and we'll definitely take that into consideration. But, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. And until next time, as always, do take care, and I hope to see you guys next time.